Hey, what's up? In this video we'll be doing a couple of things. First we'll be learning how to create a virtual environment and activate it using the Pipenv, which is a package controller for Python. Then we'll be learning how to create different kernels for Jupyter Notebook so that we can switch the kernels and use different virtual environments directly from the Jupyter Notebook. So I have created a new folder, so I'll be opening my command prompt from this directory. So for activating and creating a new virtual environment using Pipenv, we have to just write Pipenv shell. Under the hood, Pipenv uses both pip and venv, so hence the name Pipenv. So by using this single command, we get rid of all those multiple commands that we used to do with pip and venv. So when we do pipenv shell, it looks for the virtual environment whether or not it is present in the current directory, and if it is not, then it will create and activate it. So this is the beauty of the pipenv shell. With a single line of command, we can create and activate a virtual environment from any directory. So as you can see, it is creating a virtual environment for this project. So this is the name of the virtual environment for this folder. So our virtual environment is finally created in this directory and it is activated. So I'll first create a batch file for this process. So a batch file is simply a set of statements where each statement is run in a command prompt in the sequential order. So for creating the batch file, I'll simply create a text document. So this batch file I'll be creating for changing the directory to this folder and then activating our virtual environment. So I'll name this as active venv. So first we need to do the cd, so it will be changing the directory from here to. So now I'll be copying this file, this directory, and pasting it here. Then we do pipenv shell. Now you have to save this. After saving this, you need to change the extension to from txt to .bat. So now when you run it, it will simply change your directory and it will activate your virtual environment in a single click. So now you are good to go with this thing. Now if you open your Jupyter Notebook, now as you can see, even though you have installed a virtual environment, but it is only showing the base Python kernel. In order to reflect our current virtual environment in the Jupyter Notebook, we need to install the kernel in this virtual environment. So for doing that, I'll first activate our virtual environment. Whenever you are installing a new library or new module, so you always have to do pip env install, not the pip install, because if you'll do your pip install like regular installation, so it will be installing all those dependencies in your base environment. So that's the whole point of creating this virtual environment, because we want to isolate our whatever the directories we are working with the base environment. So for installation of this kernel, we need to do pip env, then install, then ipykernel. So whenever a new package is installed, this pipenv package control manages all those dependencies and automatically locks this. We can track whatever packages we are installing. So currently there are no packages, but when this ipykernel is installed, it will be reflecting here in packages section. So as you can see, it has installed the pipenv and it has also locked the files. So we can now see like it has installed the package in this pip file. So it is similar to what we had in our previous pip and venv, where we used to install using the requirements.txt. So with star, it simply means whatever the latest version is available, it is installing it directly here. And for installing a different version or a specific version, we can replace this star with whatever version we want to install similar to this. Before moving forward, I'll create another batch file for running Jupyter Notebook. So for that, I'll simply copy this and I'll rename that as run Jupyter. So now we'll be editing our on this run.jupyter. So instead of doing the pipenv shell, we'll say start Jupyter notebook, and then we'll save this. Now when we'll run this, our Jupyter notebook will be opened up. Again, still it is not reflecting here, so in order to reflect that, we need to again go back to this activate.virtual environment, and we need to run one single code, Python, then m, then i5 kernel, then install -- user -- name, and the name of the environment that you want to have. So I'll simply name this as new venv, hit enter. So now it is saying that it has installed the kernel spec new venv in your directory. So now you need to close this, and now we'll reload this. So now you have your new virtual environment. So I will create one new Jupyter notebook, and I'll simply say import a simple library known as pandas. So currently it is using Python 3 kernel, which is a base kernel. So when I'll say this, so it will be running without showing any error, but when I'll change my kernel to the new environment, since I haven't installed the pandas in there, it should be showing me some error. Yeah, because no module is found. So that's why I said you to create 2 batch files. So whenever we want to install a new library in our new virtual environment, we can simply run this activate virtual environment batch file, and then in order to install it there, we need to do pipenv install and the name of the package. So now it will install the library in your current active virtual environment. So once the installation is done, you can always track that from the pip file. So as you can see, the pandas is already added here, and now when we'll be running this, it shouldn't be showing me error. So that's it, guys. This is how we can create this is how we can manage our packages using pipenv, and that's the way how we can toggle between the different kernels for choosing different virtual environments. So if you have liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you are new to this channel, then please subscribe it, and I hope to see you in my next video.